it's raining here in the California area, Los Angeles area. So I figured, like, what are some of the movies you like to watch when it's raining?
Well, going along with that YouTube video, every John Cusack movie, because he's always in the rain. Movies I watch in the rain.
Not in literally in the rain.
Yeah, I know, but while it's raining.
While it's raining.
I don't know. It's not necessarily one of those cases where I have like a go-to movie. The only one I can really think of is Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon.
Really?
Yeah. For whatever reason, I would always end up coming across that movie on cable or watch it when it happened to be raining. And
that's funny.
Yeah. So Lethal Weapon is like kind of the only one that really stands out. Like the John Cusack thing is a joke. Ha ha ha.
Let's watch a John Cusack movie.
I watch those movies anyway. That doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
I don't need a special situation. But yeah, a Lethal Weapon, man. That's
I
the
like
only
Lethal
one I can
Weapon.
really think of.
Lethal Weapon is definitely a great movie.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen the unedited cut.
That's another. So the thing I was telling you about in the car, this list of movies I'm making, where there's movies that started semi-serious to serious, and their sequels kind of went off the rails into fucking Goofy Town.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 1, and it's funny because sometimes it's the third movie, sometimes the second movie. Lethal Weapon 1 and 2 are very, like, they walk the same line. They walk the same path. But Lethal Weapon 3, Joe Pesci is chewing up scenery like a motherfucker in that movie. And it's a fucking cartoon.
I think I've seen that one, yeah.
He's in the second one, Joe Pesci, but he's not as over the top in that one as he is in 3. But yeah.
I think I've seen 3. 3 is one that I think I'm pretty sure I've seen.
I still have never seen 4. I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I've never seen 4. 4 is the one with Jet Li.
Yeah,
where they told him he had to slow down.
Yeah, I haven't seen that
during
one.
the martial arts scenes because the cameras
were
having trouble picking him up.
Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Lethal Weapon's the only one for me. What do you got?
Well, it's funny too because going back to Kevin Smith, Chasing Amy.
You know what? Yeah, that's
one that I like. Like, you know what? It's dark. It's kind of dreary outside. Yeah. Like, I think I'm gonna throw in.
See, I try not to watch Depress Fest movies when it's depressing outside. Although I love the rain, I don't find the rain depressing as most people do.
But a certain movie can drag it down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. But yeah, Chasing Amy, God, it's just such a fucking great movie, and like most of the weather in that movie is also kind of like
it plays into the story.
Yeah, plays into it, so that's why I like watching.
It's a very aesthetically, it's a very gloomy looking movie the whole way through. It's very gloomy.
Yeah.
The only exception is the office sequences with Brian O'Halloran and Matt Damon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Those are the only scenes that feel kind of like whimsical. The rest of the movie is very gloomy.
Yeah. But yeah, Chasing Amy and what's the other one? I know there's another one. I guess I would just say that one. Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
I know there's another one too, but can't remember it right now. It's a kid's one. What is it? Flight of the Navigator.
That's my jam.
That's the one.
That is my one of my all-time.
That's the one that I like to watch.
Favorite movies
when it's raining.
That's a good one too.
Because it would actually, if I remember, like while I was a kid, I remembered it was always on during the rainy days. Not only that, we would watch it at school.
Yeah.
When we had to watch videos. Because it was raining, so nobody wanted to work, apparently, and it tossed in Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, that was weird back in the day when it was raining. Like, we can't go outside, but that doesn't mean we can't do work inside. But I'm not going to complain because you're putting the Sandlot on. Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
Yeah. Flight of the Navigator was one, and
that's such a great movie.
West Side Stories was another one they would put on, too, and
I'm so glad we haven't heard anything more about that supposed Flight of the Navigator remake. I hope that means it's not happening.
I forgot about that.
Oh my God.
I totally forgot about that.
That'll kill me. That'll kill me because I'll be an idiot and go see it, and I know it's going to be terrible.
That'd be dumb to make.
Don't
do it. Don't.
All the charm of that movie is its time period. If you modernize that movie, it has no charm anymore. Don't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something I thought I'd throw in to fill in for the movie section.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. I don't know if you have. I don't know if you want to jump in already
So,
to what we have.
Okay, so now that you brought that up, I saw this thing. I'm using Facebook content now for our show. This is all right. So a friend of mine posted a thing and it said, if you first met somebody, like or you first started going out with somebody, like a significant other, and you had to tell them to watch 5 movies and they would understand you as a person,
That's an interesting.
what would they be? You don't have to do this now. I'll give you a week to think on it. We can revisit this.
I can do it now.
You good?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I
What
think
are
I can do
they?
it.
What are
You
they?
go first.
All right. So Back to the Future. But I said my wife put Back to the Future also on hers. But she said
This is no particular order.
no,
Just
no,
by the
no,
way,
just
no order.
five movies.
Because I'm just gonna bounce off you and say the same.
Okay.
Back to the Future.
So, but what
Just-
my wife said was Back to the Future, and then she put in parentheses all 3 because they technically take place on the same day. And I go, okay.
Why do you do that?
I go, I'm gonna steal that because I Back to the Future. Those 3 movies are big. So Back to the Future,
Okay.
Karate Kid,
All right.
and then I said all John Cusack movies because they all are the same. They all count. They're all part of the same thing.
Okay.
Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
Yeah, you mentioned that one a lot, dude. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that movie. Here, I have I was.
But while you're looking it up, then
Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
Back to the Future for me for sure. Just movies, right?
Yeah, movies.
Okay, yeah. Star Wars, obviously.
And anyone in particular, or that do you want to go with that whole? I'll allow you going
the
with
original
the
trilogy. The original trilogy.
Okay.
Star Wars, the original trilogy. Chasing Amy,
Okay.
High Fidelity,
Mm-hmm.
and shit. What would the last one be? What would the Good Will Hunting.
Okay, Good Will Hunting. All right.
Good Hunting.
Shit, I can't find my 5th movie.
Good Will Hunting.
Okay, here it is. Boom. Let me find it. Yeah, Good Will Hunting is a good movie, man.
Yeah, put that in there.
Okay.
I mean, you said just to like understand me
you as a person. They would get you completely as a person if they watched these 5 movies.
Let me take out Good Will Hunting, believe it
Okay.
or not, because that's just kind of a given. I love that movie to death. Mallrats.
Okay.
That's
So-
much better. Yeah, Mallrats, Back to the Future, Star Wars, Chasing Amy, and fuck, I already forgot what the other one was.
Kevin Smith movies almost made my list, but they didn't because I went back to.
High Fidelity.
Well, I mean, I put all John Cusack movies, but for me, it would be if I had to choose one Cusack movie, it'd be Say Anything. That's the one.
Well, yeah,
But if I don't have to choose just one, all of them. Yeah. So Back to the Future, Karate Kid, John Cusack stuff, 16 Candles, and Police Academy 4.
I gotta see Police Academy 4.
I love it. I love it.
I want to see what you love about it.
It was one of the reasons why I fell in love with skateboarding, along with Back to the Future. I think it's funny even to this day. I think the comedy is funny. It's a raunchier. Well, okay, that's another one. The first Police Academy movie was an R-rated movie. All the ones after that were PG-13 because they were
Right.
like, because all right. So it's not as raunchy, but it's a more 80s. It's that 80s style of comedy that's a little bit dirtier, a little bit more overt. Yeah, Kevin Smith movies almost. I almost put Clerks.
I'd be surprised.
I almost put Clerks, but I didn't end up putting that because I was like, well, I'm gonna go back to a movie that I watch all the time that I absolutely love. And it's like, these are also movies that kind of form me as a person. Like, that's why if I had to pick a John Cusack movie, it'd be Say Anything. Because when I saw Say Anything, I was like, I want to be like that guy. I want to be that guy. And with the Kevin Smith movies, they're all derivative to me of the John Hughes movies of the 80s, and Kevin Smith will tell you that.
Yeah, that's true.
So 16 Candles is one of those movies that I absolutely
Talks
love.
about it in Dogma.
Yeah, yeah. And then he ended up doing that panel thing they did for John Hughes 4 or 5 years ago or whatever. He hosted it.
Oh yeah, I think it was for Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And
16 Candles.
There's another like Pretty in Pink is another one of those movies. I was like, oh, this is such a good fucking movie. Like, but yeah, like so all these are kind of movies that kind of form me as a person. Like I love skateboarding and like tech stuff really because of Back to the Future,
Yeah.
and then the skateboarding also because of Police Academy. There's a great sequence in that. When I saw Karate Kid, I wanted to learn martial arts. When I saw that, I was like, I need to find a karate studio, and I didn't end up doing that stuff till later. Till I got older. I was like 12 or 13 when I finally started doing Hapkido, which was fun as shit. But like these are all movies that kind of raised me, if you will. You know.
Now that I think about it, the reason I took some kind of martial arts form was because of Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Because I took judo.
Okay.
For I think about a few weeks, maybe a month before I got tired of getting tossed around.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the physical sport.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you're good, if
once I hit high school, that's when I knew I'm not a physical person. I'm like, fuck that shit.
I'm 6 feet tall, but I'm not a physical person.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I could refine that for sure. I would, if I had to pick a Back to the Future movie, it'd be number one. If I had to pick a John Cusack movie, it would probably be Say Anything, or Better Off Dead. It would be a fight between those two in my head. 16 Candles is that's as refined as I can get with that. And yeah, man, Police Academy 4. You gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's super fun.
To talk about really shaping me as a person, Back to the Future definitely.
Yeah,
it's something that I wanted to be Marty McFly. It's because Back to the Future I like skateboarding.
Yeah.
And then got really into it during the Tony Hawk days.
Yeah.
In the 90s. But I would say Back to the Future for sure. And then to shape me as a person, I guess I could say Chasing Amy. I'd go with Chasing Amy. Clark is definitely got really neck and neck with Chasing Amy. Mallrats is just more like my humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and High Fidelity, just because of all the music, references, the way his breakup was,
the way music plays
into that movie,
into his life,
into his
the
life,
character's life, and
exactly.
I feel that same way too about that stuff.
So I could actually narrow it down to this, right?
Yeah.
If it's talking about actually me as a person.
Yeah. I thought that was a really cool topic that came up.
That's really interesting.
My friend Robert, his wife Annie, posted that. She posted that, and she goes, "But there's 8 Harry Potter movies. How am I supposed to do this?" But yeah. So me and Alexis chimed in and put ours. It was pretty good.
Of course, one more thing to throw in there. I mean, it's not a movie, but also shaping me as a person. It's fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The other movie that almost made the list and was on there several times before I ended up taking it off was Forrest Gump.
Oh.
Because I think I've talked about it before on this show. That was 94, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm 12 at that point. Not really watching movies or television or reading books or even listening to music for a message. I'm just looking to be purely entertained at that point,
Yeah, 94.
Entertain me. Don't try and tell me a fucking story. Just entertain me. I was kind of that way at that point in my life. And I always cite Forrest Gump as being the first adult movie I ever fell in love with. And I don't mean adult like pornography. I mean a movie that's tackling adult situations and themes and concepts and character development and world building. That was the first movie where I was like, oh. For a long time in video games, I only played sports games. Because when I was really young, I love sports, and I either wanted to play sports or be a sports commentator. I had this endless knowledge of ridiculous stats for baseball, hockey, and football, and all the major sports. And I was like, sports games. And then, I started playing other games, and I was like, oh, we've talked about how Metal Gear was kind of that first game.
Yeah.
First real game where I was like, oh, games can do that. Okay, cool. And for me, Forrest Gump was the first movie I really watched where I was like, oh, this is... I kind of feel like an adult watching this movie. This is this is a film. This isn't a movie. This is a piece of art. This isn't your summer blockbuster bullshit, And that almost made the list a few times.
Although it did come out in July.
Right. But you
just
know
because
I'm
not off the top of my head. I just saw it.
Yeah.
July 6th.
But you know what I mean by that.
But I do know what you mean, because I would throw Forrest Gump in there too as my a movie I really invested myself into while watching it. That one and Good Will Hunting, of course.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not there. That's pretty fun.
Good Will Hunting though was 97. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Forrest Gump is just a fantastic movie.
Oh, so good.
Fucking it won. I believe it won for Best Picture. I could be wrong, but Steven Spielberg did magic there.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
Yeah.
It's been on lately, like in rotation.
Has it been? I've been thinking about rewatching that because I haven't seen that.
I think I've watched bits and pieces of it 2 or 3 times in the last week and a half. Yeah, that was also like when you rented it from the video store. It was two tapes.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're talking about VHS tapes, right? Everybody's like, "What the fuck are those?"
VHS.
Yeah, what's
like,
that?
Oh, you're talking about that filter.
So did you guys play Gone Home? You find those in that game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I thought that I didn't even think about that topic until we started talking about movies and stuff right now. I was like, oh, that was actually a fun little
that's a good one.
piece to think
like
about.
That. Yeah.